Hello, hello. Sorry about, let me just get some tape on here so my paper doesn't go flying. Sorry about the confusion yesterday when I posted that I was not going to do a video. My room was a mess because I was doing my craft boxes for this month and creating all the cards and getting them ready to be mailed. And it's a lot of work. Hey, Do. Hey, Margaret. And my room gets a mess, and I didn't even have anything prepared. But this morning, for some reason, I got up at 4 and I was able to finish everything up and get my cards ready. So bear with me in case I make a blunder. Hey, Amy, how are you? And we'll just get together with our mystery card for tonight. Now, I said I wanted you to get a piece of cardstock that was 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. And I chose Coastal Cabana. I believe that's what it is. Yes. Okay. I chose Coastal Cabana. Then I said, just make sure I have everything, that I wanted you to get an additional piece of cardstock. Now let me just grab my ruler, wherever it disappeared to. There we go. I don't really like this one, but we'll use it. And it was 5.25 by 4, and I chose another. Hey, Paula. Welcome from Ohio. It is rainy and cold here. So I decided to use an additional piece of 5.25 by 4. And then we needed some basic white. 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. That's going to be for the inside of the card. And then for the outside of the card, I have another 5.25 by 4. Then I wanted you to pick a piece of designer series paper, 4.25 by 3. I believe that's what it is. Yep. And I chose the Irresistible Blooms. That's an online exclusive. 62, yes. Sweaters. It's 58 here. And then I wanted you to grab a piece that's 2.25 by 2.25. And then we needed a piece that was 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And for my basic white, I had said you could do basic white or very vanilla. And then there should be one more piece. And I didn't cut it. Let me just hold on one second. I thought I cut it, but I must not have. So let me just check. I did not 3 3/4 by 1/2. So let me just quick cut that piece. 3 3/4 by 1/2. Let's see. See? Even getting my stuff together. Okay, so there's our last piece. Now, I had said you needed a sentiment stamp that you can stamp on here with either a die cut, a punch, or just stamping your image. And I decided to grab the Happy Hedgehogs. It's a perfect little set. I haven't used it in a while, so that was my choice. So I actually did stamp one in Memento and punched it out. And then to save time, I also stamped the butterfly and had to fussy cut that one. So I'm just going to put those aside. I'm going to show you a really neat trick to doing his hair, and we will get started. So we're going to take that 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to score it at 4 1/4. All right. So is everybody staying dry? I'm telling you, I have been waterlogged for the last 3 days. I wouldn't even go out in it if it wasn't for the dog. Yes, I love the hedgehogs too. All right, so here is our card base. Now for right now, we're going to put aside the 5 1/4 by 4 and the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, because that's the inside of our card. So we're just going to put that aside for now. I also said if you want to grab an embossing folder, and that's what I am going to do. And I think, let's see, I have the basics. I've been creating all day today, and we don't want that one. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to use this one here with the flowers. And you do all know that this is the front of the embossing folder where the logo is and the line. And we're just going to line this piece of paper up on that line. And I'm going to quick run this through. Here's my ruler. Really quick. This crazy cut and emboss machine had a workout the last couple days. For my craft boxes, I cut all the card kits. I score all the card kits. I die cut everything that needs to be die cut. So it is just a busy, busy time. All right, so there is our embossed layer, okay? And this is going to get adhered right to the front of the card. But I am just going to make sure that it is still straight. I'm going to actually trim this up a little bit. It looks like it's off just a bit. So let me just grab my small one and see if it is just a hair. And that little bit just makes a big difference. So let's just check it again. You know that when you emboss, it stretches your paper. All right, so let's just adhere this to the front of the card. So easy peasy. How pretty. That's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah. I keep losing things. It could be right here on my desk, and I lose it. All right. Next, you're going to grab your designer series paper. And I think I had put in the clue, depending on how you want your card, if your paper is directional, you have to make sure that you cut it in the right direction. And this is actually just going to go right here on the front of our card. So I'm going to glue it. I'm going to make sure I get enough glue on here because this embossing folder is pretty bumpy. And we want to make sure that we catch the embossing. All right. So so far, there's the front of our card. Let's pull in our little squares. If you have the layering squares, you could have cut out your squares from there, which is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then, like I said, the other square is 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And I'm actually going to put my little hedgehog on this. Hey, Karen. Kept bouncing you. Oh my goodness. You should probably on YouTube on my channel hit the notifications button and it will notify you when I go live. All right. So we're going to color up this little hedgehog. And I'm going to show you something quick and easy. I mean, it's not quick, but it's easy to get him colored up. And we're going to go with lighter colors. So I'm going to start with my light crumb cake. And I know probably some of you don't really want to watch me color, but I like to just give you little tricks that you can do to make your images look just a little bit nicer. So I'm just giving this a quick coating of light crumb cake. So we start with a nice base. Then I'm going to take the dark crumb cake and I'm going to add some at the bottom of him. You'll see those artist lines. That's where they're indicating some shadow. So I'm just going to go over those lines. We're going to do inside his ear. And I'm also going to go underneath his little face. All right. And we're going to leave the rest of it for right now. And we're going to grab our Stampin' Write markers. And the reason I'm grabbing these is the tips, even this side, you can make a nice little mark. And I grabbed early espresso, pecan pie, and crumb cake. I believe that's the last one. Yep. Okay. And we're going to start with the crumb cake. And you can see all these lines in our hedgehog. So I'm going to use the nib end, okay? And I'm going to turn them, and we're just going to add some crumb cake lines all over his back. And we're spacing them out, okay? And I'm trying to go in some sort of direction with the hair that's already there. All right, you can't really tell too much, but there are some lines in there. Then we're going to grab the pecan pie and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put random lines in his hair all over, trying to fill in some of this hair. So we're just adding some lines. All right. Then we're going to take that early espresso and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some early espresso lines in there. And we're just adding them randomly around. Again, just filling in some of that white space. All right, now I'm going to go back to my crumb cake and I'm going to add some more lines. And again, we're going just trying to fill in some space and some of that white. And then we're going to go back to our pecan pie. So we're just adding lines to his hair. And we're not worried about filling in all that white because we can use that as some highlights. So he looks a little different, right? So now we can go back. I'm going to grab that early espresso. I'm going to go right around his ear. Okay. And we're going to go back to our dark crumb cake. And I'm going to add some dark crumb cake at the end of these hairs. And I'm going to actually go back and add some more shadow. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the light crumb cake. And I'm just going to add some more, extending on that color that I already did. I'm going to go around his eye. All right. So there we have our little guy, and his hair looks like it's individual hairs instead of just completely coloring it in. Okay. So let's pull in our square. I know I'm going to have him just about here. And I am going to grab, it's so nice of you to be so nice. Short and sweet, right? Let's see. Let's grab a block. I'm going to grab a bigger block. And with our photopolymer, I like to lay it down and then pick it up so I know it's on there straight. You know, I have some trouble sometimes when it comes to getting our sentiments on our cards. Let's grab some, we need a blue. We need a blue. Let's do, I'm looking at my colors here. I'm going to see what Lost Lagoon looks like. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. All right, that's good. So I'm going to grab my scrap paper, put my little hedgehog aside. I'm going to grab my silicone mat, and I'm going to put my sentiment right here at the bottom. And it's nice that we can see through it. And I'm going to put it right at the bottom. Okay, so there is our sentiment. I also grabbed the grass from this stamp set. And I'm going to grab some Granny Apple Green. And let's just, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. All right, so I have to be really careful that I don't rock it. And I am going to stamp and then stamp off, stamp, stamp off, stamp, stamp off, just to add some grass. All right, so we just have a little bit of grass there. And we can add our little hedgehog. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to actually pop this little guy up. So I'm going to use up these paper pumpkin. Actually, it was from my card kit. The festive tags kit. We're going to add some dimensionals. I'm going to add one more little piece so we can think about getting rid of this sheet. All right. So I'm going to add him right into the grass. I'm going to just trim that nose a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're going to put him in the grass. Make sure he's on there straight. And we're going to grab this little piece of Coastal Cabana. And we're going to adhere this. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue because I don't want to see it through the basic white. And we're going to add this right to our square. Glue is great because we have a little bit of wiggle room. All right. So what did I do with that little butterfly? Okay, where'd he go? Oh, here he is. I put him up so he wouldn't get lost. All right, so our butterfly, it's really, really tiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Pool Party, and I'm actually going to do the outside of his wings where all that black is. All right. And we'll do his body in... We should do his body in gray. So let me grab... I don't want gray granite. I want dark smoky slate. There we go. And I'm just going to get his little body, and we got to be very careful that we just tap it. And then I'm going to take the light smoky slate and do his little head so we can see that eye. Now for his wings, I think I am going to do them in pumpkin pie. So I have some light pumpkin pie, and I'm going to color his wings in completely for now. Okay. Then I'm going to take the dark pumpkin pie, and there's a little piece right here in the back, and there's a little piece right here. And then I am just going to add some color to the bottom of his wings. Color that in just to add a little color. Then I'm going to go back to the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to extend this color out, leaving the tips with one coat of light pumpkin pie. And we're going to add this to the front of our card. So let's leave him here. Now we have this little 3 3/4 by 1/2. And we're going to create a banner. Now, if you don't have this little banner punch, you can mark it at 1/4 and then take your scissors and cut and cut, okay, to make a banner. If you do have the banner punch, we're going to just add it in through this way, just a hair, and you want to, again, you want to make sure that it is centered, and then we'll create our banner. Okay, and we are actually going to add this to the back of our square. So I'm going to add some glue. We want to make sure it is centered top to bottom, and that we have about the same amount of banner sticking out each side. And that looks good. Now we can pull in our card. We're going to pop this up onto the front of our card. Yeah, it's true. Aw, baby's sleeping. I know the hedgehog, if you don't line them up really good, you do have to fussy cut just a tad. All right, so now we're going to add this to our front of our card. And I'm going to grab my little butterfly with a mini dimensional. And we're going to put this butterfly right on the corner. Now, I didn't pick out any ribbon. I'm just going to grab this pool party ribbon, which is actually, oh, my scissors are gone, which is actually perfect. So we're just going to tie a quick bow. If you want to put embellishments, now would be the time. I think I'm going to keep mine down to just that butterfly. Let our little groundhog be the star of the show. It's my ribbon scissors that are missing in action. All right, so let's grab a glue dot. And I'm going to put it right under this square in the center. All right, and there is the front of our card. He's cute, right? So let's grab the insides. If I know what I did with it. Oh, right here. All right, so what did I say? 5 1/4 by 4, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I'm actually going to take my silicone mat back out and my scrap piece of paper. And for the inside, we can do any of the stamps. Oh, my stomach's growling. But I'm going to put the tree inside. And let's see if I have a block here that I can use. I think it'll fit on this one. Whoops. I just saw a piece of my hair. I don't want to I don't want to stamp my hair in there. All right, that's good. And I'm actually going to stamp it. Let's stamp it in Coastal Cabana. So I'm just going to ink it up. And I'll add it right on this side. And I'm going to grab some, and I'm going to do it quick. I'm going to do the flowers and pool party. I'm not going to do the buds yet. So just a quick color with all the flowers in pool party, except the buds. The buds I will do in, what is this one? That's pool party. I don't want pool party. Let's do it in, well, that's Lost Lagoon. Where is my light? Here's Lost Lagoon. We'll do the buds in Lost Lagoon. And that'll dry lighter than that. Here's one there. We'll do the leaves in Granny Apple Green because I stamped the grass in Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do it light Granny Apple Green. So you can add whatever you like to the inside of your card. And then I'm just going to do these blades of grass. Let's grab some Dark Daffodil Delight and add it to the center of our flowers. Oh, do that one there. And then I am going to grab that light crumb cake. Don't want dark, we want the light. Where is the light? And I am going to just add some color to the tree trunk. Okay, now we can pull in our card. I'm still using this crappy seal or adhesive. I have so much of it. And then we're just going to add this to our matte layer. Make sure it's on here. And add some glue. And then we can add it to the center of our card. Ah, thanks, Karen. Ah, thank you. And there we go. So here is our cute little hedgehog. See how, and for some reason the camera is a little fuzzy tonight, but see how it looks like his hair is coming right off his body, right? Just by adding 3 different colors. So post your mystery card in our group. Thanks, Amy. And your name will go into a random drawing, and I will send you a gift. I think I actually have to pick last week's winner. I didn't do it yet. So I'll do that and post this week's card, and I will see everyone. Thanks, Stu. I'll see everyone on Thursday. I'll be popping in the group the next couple days. So keep an eye out. You never know what I have in store for you. So have a great day or the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks, Margaret.